Once your project is set up and the data extraction underway, you can automate future crawls by setting up a custom frequency in your report. Scheduling is particularly useful when the data you're extracting is constantly being updated and you'd like to have an up-to-date database, or if you're too busy with other things to keep tabs on the Grepsr app and manually run the multiple reports that you may have set up. Let's demonstrate the Grepsr app's scheduling feature using the 4K TV listings report in our Best Buy project. Just head over to the Schedule Crawl tab on the report to get started. Firstly, from the calendar, pick a date for the first of your future crawl runs. For our report, let's say we want the regular runs to start on Monday, August 27th. On the time field below, set a time for the day you've just set for the crawler to run, let's say 11 a.m. Now, the next phase is to set up the frequency of this extraction. Select a number from the drop-down and the time unit, either hours, days, weeks, or months, to specify the intervals. Let's make this a daily routine, so leave the drop-down option as it is on 1 and select days for our unit. When you do this, the crawler will run every day at the same time as on the first day selected above. Next, if you want to run this on specific days, say weekdays, select days accordingly here. So we'll just leave the weekdays checked and uncheck the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. Finally, set the endpoint for this schedule. On Repeat Until Forever, clicking Forever pops up a calendar where you can pick a date to stop the automatic crawl run for the report. Let's say we want to run our crawler for 2 months, so let's set the final date to 2 months from our first scheduled crawl, October 31st. Now, click the Add Schedule button to save your schedule. Once it's saved, you can view the details of the schedule, including the date and time of the next scheduled run at the top and those of later runs under Upcoming Schedules. On the right, you can see the start date and time and some options. The first one is the Parameters button, which lets you edit the report parameters. When you click this button, a section showing the Start URLs appears below. You can make changes to this URL and save. Keep in mind that adding an entirely different domain will render the crawler useless since it's already been set up to search and extract data fields for a certain website. So just edit the parameter section of the URL, such as the search strings or location. You can alternatively add other URLs on the same domain with different parameters, each to a new line on the text input field, and save. Next to the Parameters button is the Edit Schedule button. When you click it, the scheduling UI pops up with the current schedule's preferences selected. Modify anything you want about the schedule, then click Update Schedule to save your changes. The automatic crawl runs will now take place on the dates and times you've just specified. If you want to pause the scheduled runs at any time within your schedule's specified time frame, just click the Pause Schedule button. On the confirmation pop-up, click OK. Then you'll notice that the next run is labeled as Not Scheduled, and the upcoming runs are also no longer listed. The Pause button is also replaced by a Play icon. To restart the schedule, just click the Play button and you'll see a new schedule created with the same parameters and the upcoming runs restored. Finally, if you want to stop a schedule completely, simply click the Delete Schedule button. On the confirmation pop-up, click OK. Your schedule is now completely removed, and all future runs are stopped unless you run the report manually, which can be done via the Configure and Run tab. You can also add multiple schedules on the same report if one schedule doesn't quite cover your requirements. As always, if you have any questions regarding the scheduler or any other feature of our app, just head over to the Support tab and get in touch with us. We'll get back to you as soon as possible.